Hey, how's it going? Today for my Vidify Your Life video, I wanted to talk about opening day for Major League Baseball and my predictions on how the season will come out for the league. All right, so every year, around the first week of April, usually, it's one of the best days of the year for a baseball fan. If you're someone who follows Major League Baseball or just baseball in general, this is the one day of the year. It's almost like another holiday because everyone is wearing baseball hats. Everyone is talking about baseball players, fantasy baseball, and how their team is going to be this year to see if they can make a run at the World Series. And I am one of those fans. As you can see, I'm a St. Louis Cardinal fan. I've been a fan ever since I was a little kid. And yeah, today's one of those days where everyone starts off with a 0-0 record, having a chance to make a run at the World Series and come out on top. And hopefully, my St. Louis Cardinals can pull it off this year. You never know. So last year, in the playoffs, and so you have two leagues. You have the American and National League. In the American League last year, you had the Cleveland Indians. They had the best record with 94 wins, 67 losses, I believe. And then in the NL, you had the Chicago Cubs, and they just had an unbelievable season last year. They went 103 and 58. It was just a Cinderella story. I mean, not just because they were the best team in the league, but because no one's ever seen them win a World Series in the last 100, and I believe 8 years it was before then. And so this year, I want to talk about the American League first. So in the American League last year, you had the Indians, Texas Rangers, you had the Boston Red Sox, Toronto Blue Jays, and the Baltimore Orioles. So in the playoffs, you have pretty much four. You have three divisions. Three of those champions go in the playoffs, and then there's two other teams, like wild card teams, that get in with them. So five total in each league. And in the American League, last year in the Central Division was the Indians. This year, I believe they're back. They're reloaded. They gained one of the best hitters in baseball. His name is Edwin Encarnacion, and I believe they're locked and loaded and ready to go for another run. So I believe they're making the playoffs. The Texas Rangers, they won the West Division in the American League last year, and same thing. They didn't lose anybody. They've pretty much everyone's healthy. Everyone's ready to go, and I believe they'll be there just with the Indians again. And now you have the East Division, which is the Yankees division, Red Sox, Orioles, Blue Jays, Tampa Bay, arguably one of the best divisions in baseball. Last year is Red Sox, Orioles, Blue Jays. This year, I'm thinking it's Red Sox, Blue Jays, Yankees. I believe, the Yankees, they've won 26 World Series in the last, ever 100 some years since baseball has ever been alive. And I believe this year, those New York Bombers out there in, New York Yankee land is going to be happy because I feel like they are young. They've gotten great talent on their team. They're like I said, locked and loaded. But I believe the Red Sox will end up winning that division because they gained two pitchers, and even though they lost big old David Ortiz, Big Poppies, what they like to say, I believe they're locked and loaded and ready to go. Like I keep saying for some reason. And then National League, I believe it's kind of like the same thing. There's, four, five, six teams that are still, like filling in for playoff spots. And I think the Cubs, they had the same record last year. I believe they're back because they have, young talent and they got there before, so I believe they can do it again. The East Division, you have the Nationals and Mets. I believe it'll be the same thing. Both those teams have really, really good pitching. They each have five or six pitchers that can win them any series they want. And then in the West, you have the Dodgers and Giants, and they're historically known to make the playoffs almost every year. So those two, I believe, they'll make them as well. And then the Cardinals, got to stay home, be a homer. I think them and the Cubs will make the playoffs this year. So in the AL, I have the Indians, Red Sox, Rangers, Yankees, and Blue Jays. In the NL, I have the Cubs, Cardinals, Nationals, Dodgers, and Giants. And maybe I'll save this for another day, but right now I believe Hopefully, I think it'll be the Cardinals playing the Boston Red Sox in the World Series. Last time these two teams met, it was in 2013 when the Red Sox pulled it off. So yeah, hopefully you enjoyed this video on Vidify Your Life, and I'll see you again. Thank you.